had my first cataract surgery done. And it was just this amazing thing of, like, I covered the one that's not been done and everything's bright and shiny, and I covered this one, everything's sepia, right? But the surgeries were all scheduled way before I decided to exit. And so what's interesting is my last one is being done tomorrow. So it's like, I can see clearly now. So joy. This is by Mark Spitz. Remember that? Part of the joy of being a champion or trying to achieve a #1 spot is all that goes into getting there. And this is from The Science of Mind. The eyes brighten with friendliness and good cheer when animated by the light of love, joy, faith, or a noble purpose. And here is the reading. In his best-selling book, This Life is Joy, Roger Teal offers 4 ways to call more joy into your life. Number 1, use this great Bible phrase as a mantra. And I quote, "This is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it." Number 2, when troubling or painful experiences come your way, honor your genuine feelings and emotional experiences, and explore your capacity to also summon a sense of the deep joy that abides within you no matter what is going on. Number 3, schedule some specific and non-negotiable willow time into each week. These will be the times, no matter what's going on in your life, when you let it all go and abandon yourself to some fun, some play, some dancing for your spirit.
Yay for dancing.
Yay for dancing. Number 4, a spark that always ignites the realization of deep and eternal joy is caring for and serving others. Seek out opportunities to generate acts of grace, compassion, generosity, and kindness. And this person goes on to say, I sometimes find myself focusing on the things that aren't quite right or the way I want them to be in my life, instead of being grateful for the amazing life I have. I encourage you to find ways to share your joy and good news. Ask your prayer partner, if you have one, or your prayer group, which we have on Thursdays, to pray for your continued good. Offer to host a good news get-together of your book group or God Squad. We know that what we focus on gets our attention and helps us with our intentions. Call more good into your life by focusing on it. And the affirmation, and I want you to repeat after me, I am joyous and joy-filled.
I am joyous and joy-filled.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Now, if you will please, take a breath. And go into some silent contemplation time. Feel your body within its space. Feel your heart beating within your chest. And we go into this time of contemplation with the intention, I am ready to release that which no longer serves me. We're going to start out with imagining ourselves standing and looking over a beautiful vista, but we're standing at the edge of a cliff. I always visualize the Grand Canyon. And we look out over the cliff, perhaps we're at a cliff at an ocean. Look out over the ocean. And we see the sun beginning to rise. And you know you are safe here. Breathe. Let your mind see the image of the sun and the beautiful nature scene around you. And since this is early morning, we feel the dew dampening on the grass that is brushing against our feet. perhaps we feel the wetness of the sand as we're looking out on the ocean. The expansiveness is so high with this space that's around us. Breathe. The soft sound of a bird song and the gentle crashing of ocean waves or the wind beneath you is very apparent. Imagine that you are there, experiencing this. And now think about what it is that you're ready to accept into your life. Imagine all the beautiful things that are unfolding before you. And as you are imagining it, let go of anything that's holding you back. And put your arms out, embracing all of the bounty of the universe, and take a step off the cliff. And soar high in the sky towards the sun, embracing your unlimited potential of everything you are and everything you are yet to be. And feel the joy rise up in your chest. You are free. You are unlimited. As you soar in the sky, allow yourself to feel deep within your soul the idea of being unlimited. Bring that feeling into your heart. And now, as you take a breath, come back into this place and this nowness, knowing that you have released force that is you into the universe. And you are magnetizing even now all of that unlimited potential that is you. Now wiggle your toes and your fingers. Open your eyes. And know that it is done. And so
So it is.
And so, there was a dog, a horse, and a cat. And they have passed away and are standing before the gates of heaven. God asks them what they believe in. The dog answers, I believe that my human is my best friend, that I should protect him. Are we going? Oh, I'm speaking now. I believe that my human is my best friend, that I should protect him at all cost. God says, good. You may take a seat to my left. Have you heard this one? Horse says, I believe in the love and care of my human, and that I should be loyal and kind to her. And God says, you may take a seat to my right. And you, cat, what do you believe in? The cat looks at him and says, I believe you are sitting in my chair. Those of you that know my cat, Gabriel would say that, I believe you're sitting in my chair. Or I believe you are not getting up early enough this morning, mother, to feed me. So, as we talk about change and vision and transformation, I want to talk about the idea of worry, right? Worry is a total waste of your imagination. God gave you this imagination, your image-making ability, in order to vision and visualize all sorts of good in your life and in the world. And there's absolutely actually a scientific study that talks about the idea that worry and complaining actually affects your memory. Did you know that? It affects your memory. Now, I don't know about you, but, since I just turned 39, I am thinking about my memory, when I get to that part of my life. And I also look at my own tendencies to complain a little bit from time to time. And I've shared with you, I've got a very good friend in Canada, my friend Glenda. And she came up with this idea that when we get together and talk and chat, she will signal me that I have whined enough by saying, "Would you like a little bit of cheese?" And then I know it's time to release and let go. But we all have to have a trusted confidant that we go to. Some of us have prayer partners. And I want to acknowledge somebody that is very dear in my life, that's been in my life for close to 20 years, who is my other wine and cheese buddy. And that is Reverend Connie Baldwin. And I want to give recognition. Actually, Reverend Connie that I'm even here. Soon after my father passed away 5 years ago, and I was talking to her during one of my wine and cheese sessions, and I felt it was time for me to do pulpit ministry again. 2 weeks later, she called me and said, "Well, there's a pulpit that's now vacant." I am. So that's the idea of what we focus on, we become. And as metaphysicians, let me just tell you one thing. We meditate, we focus, we study, and what we're doing is we're building the muscle of the mind. And so that the more we do that, the more powerful our thoughts become. And so when you think negative thoughts, they become more powerful.
Yes.
And that's how you manifest. But that's also how you can be under psychic attack by someone else. So part of the reason and part of the responsibility of us as metaphysicians is to be mindful of what we think of others. Of others. Realizing that there's a plan and a purpose in everybody's life, and what they are out picturing, you do not know what it is for. And so you need to send them love. You need to send them right action. You need to bless, instead of thinking negative about somebody, bless them. And offer them your support. Because I will guarantee you, nobody starts out in the morning by saying, "I'm going to go out today and hurt this person's feelings." Unless they're psychotic or, Voldemort.
Potter.
No, bless him. Because he's making me more conscious. Is not your consciousness rising?
Yes.
And I don't know about you, but I've already voted.
Yes.
He still texted me last night. At 8:45, I got a text from POTUS. And I'm going, "Excuse me, I was already in bed, sleeping, and I got a text
I don't know.
reminding me to vote. Hey, this is POTUS. I kid you not, it's on my, no, I think I did. He's like, "Say what?" And I was saying, "Thank you so much, dear one. I have already voted." But I didn't. I don't want to encourage those texts. But evidently, we are allowed to get those, and does everybody know about that?
Yes.
So, as you begin to see the truth clearly, which you are responsible for, the hardest thing also is not to descend into shame and blame. I'm very good at that, because the spiritual path that I have been on for many years teaches me that I am responsible for my thoughts. I'm responsible for how I feel, but I don't need to go into shame and blame about it either. Because that's negative too. And you are a beloved child of God. I am a beloved child of God. I do not need negativity from myself or anyone else to be given to me. So remember this, dear children of God. When you look in the mirror, you allow yourself to love yourself. And that is what we're here to do, yes ma'am. So we have to let go of all judgments. We have to let go of our resistance to change. Trust me, this was not easy. And my cheese and wine partner knows it. Because we talked about all sorts of things in the last few months. And then I finally got word when I dialed 1-800-BIG-GUY. And I got a couple 2x4s. And it was like, okay, when are you going to see clearly that you have been wanting to start a spiritual school forever? And I'm sure David has shared with you, I have 11 people sign up for the first school. I mean, I was going to be happy with 2 or 3. You know, and they kept emailing and emailing. See, this is what happens when you release and you let go and you go with spirit. The universe rises up to meet you and gives you everything you need, including some salary that you didn't even know how was coming to you. We found some extra money there. And it's like, okay, so opportunity to pursue other options might just be at the next exit down if you just quit looking longingly behind you. Remember, the rear view mirror is distorted. Objects are usually closer than you think that they are. And so this idea of changing and engaging and committing yourself to your spiritual life, that's when shift happens. As opposed to the other. And so, we've got it. Dr. Dennis O'Grady says, change has a bad reputation in our society. But it isn't all bad, not by any means. In fact, change is necessary in life to keep us moving, to keep us growing. You can read it. Don't become pond scum. You know? I mean, when you don't move forward, you get this isolation. You get this stagnation, and you're just no earthly good to anybody. And you start to stink. And you start to have stinking thinking. Right?
Yep.
And so this idea of keep moving, keep going, allow the change to happen. And sometimes you take that step and it is off of a cliff and you don't know what's going to happen next. But you have what? Faith. You have faith in the unlimited power of the universe. And so we continue to go forward. And as we do, we go into levels of transformation. And I want to share with you what's happening this very month is the month of November, the month of Scorpio, and the month of having ideas about transformation in everything we do. I find it very interesting that we have election month in November. Let's think about this. There are no accidents here. Our forefathers were Masons. They knew what they were doing when they were setting up our country. They knew about the mystical, marvelous, magical part of who we are going to be and who we are becoming. And so I want to share with you the esoteric understanding of Scorpio. I have a mother that's a Scorpio. We live in a Scorpio city. Did you know that we are a Scorpio city? Charlotte, North Carolina. And there is a ley line that begins at the center of Trade and Tryon that goes straight to the capital of the United States of America. That is an energy that we can have change and transformation for the highest and best, not only of this country, but for the world. This is a powerful city. And it's built over gold mines. The New Jerusalem, streets of gold. We were also founded by Masons. So when you look at the unseen energies that are part of where you have chosen to live, know that you are powerful Jedi and you are here for a reason.
Yes, yes, yes.
The first level of Scorpio is the Scorpion. Esoterically, the path of initiation and discipleship. in the Esoteric Wisdom Teachings, which is what I'm teaching at Golden Quest. The first one is Scorpio, the scorpion. It can sting itself into oblivion through materiality. There also is no accident that we are a banking city. Okay? Now, as the Scorpio begins to have a higher level of consciousness, like the people here in this room, in this center, you begin to open to the possibilities of being spiritual, not being into dogma and religion and have-tos and could-have, would-have, should-haves. And you begin to study and you begin to open your mind to bigger ideas and possibilities. And you begin to have your spiritual kundalini rising. Your consciousness begins to open up. And the second octave, esoterically, of Scorpio is the snake, the kundalini. That's a symbol for the kundalini rising. You begin to awaken. Oh, and there's a lot of that going on in Charlotte right now. There have never been so many new thought centers since I have lived here in 21 years. There's a reason for that. People are opening up, and there's the right group for everyone. And some people, they go to the buffet. They go one place one Sunday, another place another Sunday, another place another Sunday. And that's okay, because eventually they will land at where they feel is their home. But also, we don't want to become stagnant either. And so we may go to different workshops, different places, and bring the richness of what we're learning to the group that we are being a part of in that moment. And so this idea of the Kundalini rising, what it does is it ends up in the Phoenix rising. You burn away the old form and become the Phoenix rising out of its own ashes. You burn away what was in order to birth what is to be. And just like you soared off the cliff, that's what you do. And as soon as the consciousness of this city raises to that place of newness and transformation and change, it will affect the world.
Excellent.
That's why we're here. And that's the power of the time we live in. And there is no accident that you live in Charlotte, North Carolina as a light worker. This is your power of transformation. Dr. Ernest Holmes wrote in The Science of Mind that as we bring ourselves to a greater vision, we induce a greater concept and thereby demonstrate more in our experience. So you take this idea of change and transformation and you begin to use it as your vision. You use the power in your mind, because in this way there's a continuous growth and unfoldment taking place at all times. You do not become pond scum. You allow yourself to change and grow and continue to be a force of change in the world. And the idea is that, where does this come from? Where there is no vision, the people perish. It's in the Bible. And so we go into what so many of you have known, understood about visioning. Visioning is not just to hold something in your mind, but it's allowing that something to speak to you through you. It's not you taking control of the vision. It's allowing the vision to come to you. So you release and let go of all the things you thought you were into what your potential is. So you allow yourself to listen to the universe. That's what I had to finally do. I had the signs and the portents. I had those 2x4s. I had things going on that thought we were supposed to sell at the center. No, I was supposed to leave the center so that I could realize my next potential, my transformation, my passion. And as soon as I did that, all sorts of things began to happen. And this is where we need to be in faith. Is a knowing that you allow yourself to think, what is my passion? I'm going forward. Because this is the stage that we think I do. Stage of crisis. You feel as if you've got to change or else. And that's, I will tell you something. If you are not at a point in your life that you're feeling that, allow yourself to. If you are just happy as a clam with your lives, get ready. The second stage is the stage of hard work. And this is, a lot of people enjoy this, right? I mean, you should see my house right now. I've got like a bazillion books in my house. And so as soon as I decided I was going to do the school and had to get rid of the curriculum ready, I went to my bookshelves. And when you see it tomorrow, there's piles. Okay, this is the first corner, this is the second. And it's all over it looks like chaos. But I know exactly what I'm doing. I need a bigger house. I know I have a big house for one person. We go on to the next. The next is the stage of tough decision. We've talked about that. But you know, I encourage you to understand that you have to make up your mind. You have to choose. You want door number 1, door number 2, or door number 3. And none of them are mistakes. None of them are mistakes. There are opportunities to learn, to grow. Trust me on this. This is not your last lifetime. You have plenty. You can do it again and again. Someone asked me in a counseling session about this mantra we say in New Age or New Thought teachings of we are both will and fixed design. It's part of a mantra called the Great Invocation. And I said, that means that you came in with a plan and a purpose, but you have free will. You don't have to do it. You don't got it. You can allow yourself to say, okay, I know that this is, and where I look is several places. There's spiritual sides, it's called astrology, numerology. These kind of things are called the sacred sciences, and they're in the Bible. And so I look at people's charts, esoterically speaking, to see what their soul purpose is. And I'm saying, you know what? You don't have to finish it. You can finish it, 100 lifetimes from now if you want. You can just take little chunks of it. Now, I'm trying to do a lot in this lifetime, so I keep getting the 2x4s. I want to clear out the karma. But then, I may be causing karma too, because every thought I have creates karma. You know that, right? Every action you have creates karma. And no karma is bad. It's all good. But, I don't know about you, but I don't want any more 2x4s. The stage of unexpected pain is another part of change. You do all you can to change. And then somebody or something doesn't like what you're doing. And you get hurt. Don't take it personally, folks. When someone hurts your feelings, or someone says something bad about you, it's them that's in pain. If we can learn to love them right back, that's what forgiveness is about. But to see that underneath the anger and the criticism, the judgment, the hurt that you are feeling is another human being, another soul, another brother or sister calling out for you to love them, not to hate. I will share with you that's the biggest lesson that I'm leaving this place with, is to see the love that underlies the happenings of the time. We all love one another in a very deep way. And some of us love each other so much that we bring an experience into the person's life that we love so much so they can learn and grow. Does that make sense? And so I thank you for allowing me to change and to grow and to realize the love that brought me to this time and this space in my own soul's journey. Because that's why we're here, is to love one another. And then we can have the final, it's not
I'm not sure what happened, like you lost control. Here, you have control back.
I have lost control. The final stage is the stage of joy and integration. And that